Hey, it's Cliff, and today I'm going to show you all of the trades that I made with CEL token to pay my dog's vet bills. So, for those of you who didn't see my community post, unfortunately, my dog that I did the NFT video on, where we put my dog on the blockchain, unfortunately, he did pass. I have two different vet bills here that um, we've accumulated so far, so I can kind of go through that with you guys. Um, Basically, what had happened, he's a 13-year-old dog. We kind of assumed, he's getting old, but for the most part, he was fine. Um, he had trouble like getting up, and he didn't really like run anymore. Like like a dog would like gallop. He just kind of like trotted along. But for the most part, he was fine. So this was completely random for us. But basically, what had happened was I came home on my lunch break and normally he'll like stand up and greet me at the door, and he just wasn't having any of that. I could tell he was in a lot of pain. He eventually did get up to go outside, but when he came back in, you could just tell like something was off. He laid down in a spot that he didn't normally lay down in, and I could tell like his abdomen was tightening a lot, and you could just see he was in pain. So called my boss. I'm like, hey, I gotta take my dog to the vet. Something's very wrong, and that's where this first vet bill here comes into play. So basically, what they did is I rushed him there, and I got a unscheduled exam fee, of course, right? Because he didn't have an appointment. This is just something from the ER. Um, so that cost me $108. They did a blood count, which cost me $40. Some chemistry profile, and then chemistry on his electrolytes. So that was like $95, and then $42 on ultrasound. And then they did a radiographic study, which was 150. So altogether, this initial bill was $505. Now, they did the ultrasound, and they could tell like he he had a very large tumor that was growing, and they could see it was pressing up against on his organs. They pretty much assumed it was cancer, and it was actually. That tumor had ruptured, so he was bleeding internally. Now they gave him some medicine. Actually, I don't even think they charged me for that on here, to be honest. I think that's just something they kind of threw in. But after that, they said they couldn't really help him, so they suggested that we take him to a bigger clinic. And it was also good to have a second opinion because there wasn't really much that they could do. They were just kind of thinking like this was the cause, and it didn't look good. Like they even told me that most likely you're gonna have to put him down. So it's very unfortunate for us, but I loaded him back in the car and took him to this next ER clinic where this is where the bill really started to add up. So I got a emergency fee, which 145. I got a PCV, which is $39. They did an ultrasound of the abdomen to verify that they had the same opinion. So that was another $524. Um, an abdomen diagnostic, catheter placement. So that was 78, and then 117, and then isolite 1,000 milliliter bag. I think that's probably just medication to make it feel better. Methadone, obviously more medication. Radiographs, uh, more methadone because it was starting to wear off, and then unfortunately we did have to euthanize him, so we did have to put him down. They said there was a surgery that they could do, which would have cost us like 12 grand, but they even said that the cancer most likely had spread so far that maybe if we were lucky, that would give us like 6 more months with him. And when we went to visit him, he was in so much pain that it took us a couple hours to make the decision, but we were like, man, we should just put him down for the quality of life. So he wasn't in pain anymore. But then they did a cremation, it's 167, and they did tell me that um, we live on an island, so they're gonna spread his ashes over the ocean. So I was definitely for that. but this total bill came to 1496. So combining these two, I'm looking at like 2 grand just for these vet bills. Um, so yeah, obviously we're very sad, but on top of that, we have these bills. This is an investing channel, so I'm not here to bum you out about my dying dog. That's not the thing. I just wanted to show you that here's the vet bill. It was like 2K, so that was my target um, for what I needed to pay these off because we didn't really have the money on hand. We could pay for it, if after I get a couple paychecks coming in, but it'd be nice to kind of knock that out without really having to think about it or worrying about it too much. So this is where the CEL token comes in. So I had bought CEL token June 20th. So at that time, I got Coin Market Cap here. I pulled up CEL token. I had bought CEL token the 20th, and for that day, it shows 149. My buy-in price was actually 95 cents. So I caught it a little bit better than the average. Now, obviously, I'm not promoting you to buy a CEL token. That's not the point of this video. This was a total gamble. I have more videos that are actually good retirement advice videos, for your 401k or your Roth IRA, things like that. This was my fun money. I kind of looked at this and I saw all the speculation going around, and I kind of just had in the back of my mind, people are probably going to pump this. I saw a lot of bots on Twitter, um, just a lot of like hype trying to be generated that people were going to pump this token. So it was a total gamble. I could have lost all of this money and I would have been okay with it because this was just my fun money. This is not a a play that you would make for money that you actually needed. If I lost all this money, I'd have been fine. This is literally just because I'm a nerd. I like watching the charts and seeing these kind of pump and dumps play out. I felt like I had caught onto it early enough that I probably could make a little bit of money. So I bought in around 95 cents on the 20th and I got out yesterday, the 12th. So if we look here, let's find the 12th. 9. So let's go to the 7 day, make it a little bit easier. So the 12th, they're saying it was like 388, 390. My sell price was actually around 347 was my actual average sell price. So in my opinion, I feel like I could have held on to that. I probably could have hit $4. I've seen this token hit $4 multiple times, but for me, I was just thinking I only needed 2K. And that was my target. I just wanted to pay off the vet bills. So once I hit 2K, I sold. I could have hit 4K and that probably would have gave me, or not 4K, I could have hit $4 and that probably would have hit around like 2200 for me. But I got out at $2,016. So for me, that was good. That paid, your Ethereum gas fee, and it was enough to pay off the vet bill. So I was perfectly fine with that, and I got out. I didn't want to get too greedy because you have to think with these pump and dumps. As soon as the whale decides that they're someone's invested enough money that they're gonna dump on them and make all the money that they need to, this thing's gonna crash. It's gonna crash hard. Like this thing, if we keep watching it, this thing's gonna tank. It's gonna tank really bad. And I don't know if it's gonna be either the whale dumping it or it's going to be eventually to the point that Celsius can the company itself can actually dump its supply on the market. But either way, this thing's gonna crash. It's gonna crash bad. So um, for me, yeah, I just wanted to pay the vet bills. So I wanted to get to that point and then drop it because I don't want the stress, right? I don't want to have to constantly monitor this, make sure my limit orders are set, set purposefully, and I just didn't want that in my life. It was fun for the time being, but now I'm out. Another thing, of course, I'm gonna have to pay taxes on this, so that's something I'll have to settle towards the end of the year, but it's not something I'm too worried about right now. Probably just gonna pay the vet bills and I'll settle with the IRS later. So, um, yeah, that's pretty much just what I want to say about it. I got lucky on this. This was a it was a fun trade, and it was mostly luck, right? So, um, yeah, I feel kind of blessed to actually not have to worry about this vet bill, especially when we're in a time where we, we're sad. We're sad we lost our dog. We had him for it would have been 14 years and 2 months. So it's just we're grateful that that's another thing we don't have to worry about. So um, pretty much all I got. Thank you guys for watching.